Now, welcome to part 2. In the first video, we considered the autonomy of the learner and the importance of us as teachers to understand that adult students, they want to be autonomous in their learning. The second thing we considered is that they have acquired prior knowledge. So we have to use that in our classroom or in our class setting where we are. So we have to draw out what they've learned before in their experiences. That's going to help them. And the third thing we've considered is relevancy oriented. So it has to be relevant. They have to understand, okay, what is this? Where am I going to use this? Now, the three other points that we're going to consider in this video is goal oriented, practical, and respect. Now, I do understand that some of the things that I'm going to consider, we've already considered before, but it's good for us to remind ourselves of this. Okay? So goal oriented. As adult students, learners, we are very goal-oriented. Now, as teachers, are you telling them the clear goal? Where are we going? Where are we planning to go? Do they know that? Or you just walk in the classroom and start teaching without them having any goals of where they're going or what it's for? But we have to put a clear goal in their mind. This is where we're going. It's like the old saying says, tell them what you are going to tell them, then tell them, and tell them what you have told them. Okay, I'll say that again. Tell them what you're going to tell them. So you're putting an image in front of them. Then tell them, and then tell them what you have told them. Very important. So educational program needs to reflect these goals. That's very important. Programs need to be clearly organized and structured. We like structure. We like to know where we're going. Very important. Need to show learners how the material will help them achieve their goals. So you want them to become a tradesman. Yeah, this is the program that's going to help you to become a tradesman. Now, these are the objectives where we're planning to go. These are the activities that we're going to do in order to attain these objectives. These are the competencies that will have to be showed by you to show that you've understood what you have learned, what you've been taught. So that's kind of how it goes. There's a program, and then the objectives, and then the activities, and then with these activities, they should be able to show that they have understood what you're trying to teach them. So if that's clear in their mind, okay, this is where we're going, and this is what we're going to do. Now, sometimes what's a bit difficult is that there's a program, and then they have a course here in a certain topic, and a course there in a certain topic, and another course here in a certain topic, and they don't see the link between these three courses. Now, when I'm teaching, I try to make the link between, oh, well, you've learned this in this course, and I'm adding to that, and that is why it's important. You've learned that in that course, even though I don't teach the other course, I kind of know what's in that course. You've learned this, and now you're learning this, and this is how it joins together, and this is how it's going to be used in real life. Because, yeah, sometimes the courses can be very disjointed. Okay, we're working like in silos. But we have to make sure that they understand, that we make them understand the global picture. So all these courses are preparing you to become this. Okay, that's the goal. Goal-oriented. Now, it has to be practical, of course. Like I mentioned in another video, practice makes perfect. And in French, we say, c'est en forgeant qu'on devient forgeron. They have to use what they're learning, especially in vocational trades. So learning must be useful to the student. Also, learners need to see the immediate value and applicability of the learning. Another thing, instructors must tell participants how the learning will be useful on the job in life. When you're teaching, are you telling that clearly to them? This is why you're going to use this. This is why you have to know this. This is why you have to know how to do this. Now, I tell that quite often, and sometimes I just have this glare from my students, like, okay, like, because they don't see the relevance of what I'm saying. They don't see how practical it is and the reasons why. But I say, look, in a few years from now, you'll think back about Ken. I taught you this, and then the scenario is going to arrive in a few years from now, maybe, or maybe after you're done, and then you say, that's why he was saying that, right? So we're trying to tell them, okay, you're going to use this in this type of scenario. This is why it's good for you to know how to do this. Okay, so make sure we tell them that. It has to be very practical. Now, the last one I like to talk about is respect. Very important. Instructors need to acknowledge the wealth of life experience and existing knowledge the adult learner brings to the classroom. Now, we need to respect all students, both genders, male and female, from all walks of life. No matter their religion, what they believe, where they're from, we have to respect each student equally. Very important. And we have to respect the fact that they have gone through certain situations. They have gained certain experiences and knowledge. That is very important. Learners want to be treated with respect, don't you? Need to be treated as equals. Now, I tell them that, look, we're equals here. Yes, I have a job to do, to facilitate it. This is my job. I want to make you learn things. But as people, we are equal. As teachers, we're not there, up there somewhere, and our students are down here somewhere. I hope that's not you. I hope you don't see your students like way below and you're like right here. You have all the knowledge and then you're going to pour all your knowledge inside their brains. I mean, that's an old way of seeing things. That's not true andragogy or true adult education. Equals. Okay? Select instructional strategies, methods to allow learners to contribute in class. So to be interactive. So they'll respect that. Now, of course, some students are shyer than others. Some maybe talk too much, and you have to respect everybody. And if they talk too much, you have to try to make sure you give chance to the one that's maybe more shy. You have to give them some time to speak. So make sure respect is something in your classroom that everybody understands. Now, I tell that to my students. I don't have too many rules in my class. Okay, I have some of them. But one of them that I say is respect. Respect of your colleagues. And I tell them, now maybe this is something you can have a little takeaway. At the beginning of a semester of a year, when my students arrive, most of them don't know each other. Okay, they're just a group of people coming together for a program, for a class. I said, you start off as a group. Then you start to become a team, which has goals in mind. But after a while, after a year especially, you become a family. So when there's family, there's respect. And in our families, yeah, we have disputes sometimes, but we should respect each other. Very important that we cultivate that in our classroom.